everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with a very different style of video for me. I think I did a video challenge, a book challenge video, sorry. Was it last year? It was before I had Florence. And today I'm back to do another one. You're going to have to excuse the lighting. It's a really rainy day today and I've got no natural light. So you just have to make do with the orange hue that I've got going on. The camera angle might be a bit wonky. I've got you on my massive tripod. But today I am going to be doing, I know it's very niche, but these are the sorts of videos that I enjoy watching, and my content is now just things that I enjoy to watch, I like to do myself. So, do I have that book tag? There are 20 questions and I thought I would stand up and find the books on my shelf. I do also have another shelf which is in the conservatory, but I'm not going to go out there. Maybe I will, but I don't think I will. And I think this challenge should be timed, but I don't want to do that. I just want to have a nice chilled chat about books and stuff. So I'm going to try my best to pick out books that I haven't necessarily spoken about as well. So let's get into the video. So number one is, do you have a book with deckled edges? Now I didn't actually know what that meant, and it's basically where the pages aren't flush, so there's like bumps in them. I don't have any. I don't know if that's just an American thing or not, because obviously a lot of these people that do these tags are American, but currently I don't have any books with deckled edges. Question number two is, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? Do I? There's 3 people on the spine. Oh god, these are going to be really hard to get all my books out because they're all wedged. Are they on the cover as well? Yes. Yeah, that's 3 people. There we go. So this is page 2, the one we fell in love with. I don't know if I've spoken about this one on my channel. I loved this. This was about 3, are they, what's the word? Triplets? That's it. Phoebe, Eliza and Rose, and they all have one love interest called Angus, and you see the book through the 3 girls' POVs and how it all intertwines. There's a big like event that happens, I'd say maybe 2/3 of the way through, and it's a really interesting story. I really liked it. I think this was the first page 2 that I read, and you all know that I absolutely love page 2. And I believe this was also Zoella's book club pick of, I can't remember what year. But it's a really good book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend picking it up. I don't feel like any other characters, because what Paige does is she intertwines characters. So for example, you've got Johnny Be Good up here. Some of the characters are in Chasing Daisy, I think. I can't really remember. So sometimes it's best to read it in publication order, but I think you'll find with this one. So that is my 3 people on the cover, and I'm going to put away as I go, because if not, I'm not going to tidy up. Shush. Do you have a book based on another fictional story? I don't think I do. I don't read retellings. I'm gonna go with no. I have on my Kindle, I've got A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J Maas, which I believe is a retelling from Beauty and the Beast, but actual book form, no. Question number 4. Do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? Bloody hell. Let me start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going with this one. Easy. Fire and Flood. Are we counting this as a letter? I would assume so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Victoria Scots, Fire and Flood. This was supposed to be a trilogy, and it stopped as duology, and I bloody loved these books. These were one of my first like action adventure YA that I had read post like Divergent and Hunger Games and all of those types of books. This one was incredible. I'm going to read the blurb because it's been like 5 or 6 years since I read it. Teller's brother is dying. He's got cancer and Teller is helpless to save him, or so she thought. When an invitation arrives for Teller to compete in the Brimstone Bleed, a deadly competition that will lead her through treacherous jungle and scorching desert, she doesn't think twice. Because the prize is a cure to any illness, but Teller will be facing more than just the elements. So it sounds very odd, but imagine Hunger Games crossed with Pokemon, which is not like me at all, and then that's basically this book. I really enjoyed it. It was really action based, and the first like book is set in the jungle and the desert, I believe, and then the second one, where are you, Salt and Stone, is set in the water, in the sea, and then in the mountains, I think. So that is a series that I would recommend, although it was never finished. And I always check her Instagram to be like, oh, is she going to self-publish the third? Because that's one thing that she said, because it basically got dropped from her publishers. And she can't self-publish it. So go into it knowing that you're never going to get a resolution, which is really annoying because those books are really good. Do you have a book that's with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Aha! I have. I've got one. It's another Page Toon. I feel like this is the only one on my shelf that I can see that starts and ends with the same letter. So again, it's another Page Toon, and this is the and ends with T. That was the prompt, wasn't it? Yes. This one's a good read as well. I feel like I did a book talk on this. This follows Bridget, and she is what is she? She's like a travel writer or something. But she ends up finishing a woman's story who passed away, and she goes to live with the family of the woman that died to like get a feel for the woman and look at her writing space and how she, like, all the things she had planned for this book before she passed, and she steps in to finish it, and then obviously she meets the family and things are involved, and it's just a really lovely story. I feel like I gave this 5 stars, and I read this last year. So yeah, that's another lovely story. Do you have a mass market paperback book? Now, I don't know what that means because all of my books are paperback. I have no clue what that means. What is mass market? Because I see these books in W.H. Smith, I see them in Waterstones, and I see them in Tesco's, and I see them on Amazon. So does that mean they're mass market? I don't know. So I'm just going to say yes, my entire shelf is mass market, but I don't know if that's accurate. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? Now, I've actually got quite a few. Let's go with this one. Sophie Kinsella. So this is I've Got Your Number. I have got, you probably can't see them, no. I have got pretty much all of Sophie Kinsella's books, and she is actually, her name in real life is Madeline, is it Madeline or Madeline Wickham? And she actually used to do her books pre her pen name Sophie. She used to write books which I actually have in my conservatory. I think she did 6, and I don't really like them. I've still got them because I want to work my way through them, but they're not a favourite, hence why they're on that shelf, not this one. And yeah, so I think she did those ones as Madeline Wickham, and then she changed it to Sophie K. And I love these books. I've read this one. This is I've Got Your Number, like I said. This is about a girl called Poppy, and she loses her wedding ring. Is that right? And then she finds... I'll read the blurb. I feel like I did a book talk or a book reading vlog when I read this. A couple of glasses of bubbly with the girls and Poppy's life has gone into meltdown. Not only has she lost her engagement ring, but in the panic that followed, she lost her phone too. That was right. When she spots an abandoned phone in a bin, yeah, it seems it was meant to be finders keepers. Except the phone's owner was elusive businessman Sam Roxton, who doesn't agree. He wants his phone back and doesn't appreciate Poppy reading all his messages, wading into his personal life. Can things get any more tangled? So like the blurb said, this follows a girl called Poppy who lost her engagement ring and her phone, and she found the phone in the bin, and she like strikes up a deal and is like, I'll give it back to you as soon as I found X, Y and Z. She was waiting to have a call from like the hotel or something she was in, and the story follows Poppy and Sam and her her fiance, and like all the trials and tribulations and her wedding and things like that. And it was just a really funny book. I remember really enjoying this, and I think I gave this a 4-star. So Sophie Kinsella is a pen name. I could have picked loads. Lucy Diamond, she's a pen name. Who else? I can't bloody remember. I know I've got loads on my shelf. Do you have a book with a character's name in the title? Oh, of course I have. I can see one, but I don't want to pick it because I've already picked 2 page tune ones. But I've got a feeling that that is the only one, sorry, I don't know if you can see me, that's got a name in it. Ah, here we go, this one. Let's go with this one. Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. What a trilogy this is. So this is the last book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy by Jenny Han. These have been turned into fantastic films on Netflix. They filmed this, I don't know if it's coming out this year or next year. Maybe it should be this year, but with everything that's going on, maybe not. This is such a lovely book. So like I said, this is book 3. Book 1 is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Book 2 is P.S. I Still Love You. And obviously this is this one. This follows a girl, obviously book 1 follows a girl called Lara Jean in high school. And whenever she falls in love with someone, she writes them like a little love letter, puts it in a hat box and puts it in her wardrobe and moves on. And one day all of these letters get sent out, and she's been writing them for years. I think there was 5. One goes to her sister's boyfriend, one goes to the most popular guy in school, and the most popular guy, Peter Kavinsky, and Lara Jean, they pretend that they are in a relationship that obviously helps Lara Jean, and it also helps Peter make his ex jealous. And we see them and their relationship, or like fake relationship, whatever you want to call it, throughout the 3 books, and you see the characters grow, and it's just such an all-round lovely read. I absolutely loved it. Like I said, the films are incredible. I feel like the After franchise need to have a look at how P.S. I Still Love, or I Still Love, oh god, I can't get the words out, To All the Boys I've Loved Before series was done, and take note, because what they've done with After compared to this is just worlds apart. It's just such a lovely feel-good book series and film, and Noah Centineo is just the dream who plays Peter, and I just love it. So if you haven't read this, read it. I saw all 3 books on offer on Kindle not too long ago for like just over £5, which is a bargain. So I need to reread these. I just don't have the time. Okay, what have we got next? Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? Probably not, because I don't read fantasy. What's this one? This is one that I brought from the charity shop not too long ago. It's got a moon in it. Nope. I don't think they will. I'm not opening those. The only one that will have a map is Red Queen. I've got 1 map at the start. Please be another one at the back. It's That's not a map. Map, 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 map. Right, well I've got one with one. You see that? Probably not. That's Red Queen. Oh, am I going to have to look through the other bloody books? Well, that one doesn't even have a single map in, so you're no good to me. King's Cage. These are the only ones. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare and stuff. They don't have maps. One map. Fuck it. Well, this has got one map spread across 2 pages. Right, well, I'm going to say no, I don't. I was close, but I don't really read any, like, fantasy books because it's not my type of genre, so I'm going to say no. But if you haven't read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, give that a read, it's brilliant. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? Yes. Hiya. Very good TV show. I actually quite liked it, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, which turned into the Netflix TV show called Shadowhunters, but it was only commissioned for, I want to say it was 3 series. I'm still working my way through series 1. The film of this was crap, so to get Shadowhunters, I loved the cast. I thought the cast was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, it strayed a little bit from the book, but I feel like what they did was good, and it was only set on the first 3, I believe. I'm saying that like I know it. I haven't watched it all, so don't shoot me if I'm wrong. But I feel like they only did like the plot of bones, ashes and glass. But I could be wrong. But this was turned into a TV show. If you don't know what this book is, I mean you should, because these books are brilliant. And I hate people that say that, because I was one of those people that would watch these videos and think, why does everyone rave about them? They're not that good. And now I'm in it, and how many books of these have I read? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm now working my way through my 12th Cassandra Clare book, because they're just epic and so action-packed. And I've done a book talk about them before, and like my favourites or my wrap-ups. I should probably sit down and do like a video just dedicated to these, which I'll probably do in the future. But it's just, if I say what it's about, you'll think, oh, that sounds really cringe and crap. It's about demons and shadow hunters and werewolves and fairies and things like that. It sounds awful, but it really isn't. There's so much plot, so much character development. Oh, I can't talk about that enough. Okay. Do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? For example, a celebrity, an athlete, a politician, a TV personality. I've got Zoe Suggs, Girl Online. They're in the conservatory. Can't bother to go and get those right now because it's raining. So I've got those. She's a YouTuber. Does that count? I would say so. But I do I have anyone else? I don't think so. I've got Giovanna Fletcher. What's she famous for? She's Tom from McFly's wife. So is she famous just through him? Is she famous through her YouTube channel? Is she famous through her writing? I don't know. I am going to go with this woman, which is Jane Fallon. And I would say she's a celebrity because she's married to Ricky Gervais. I don't know if she did anything pre-novels, but she's famous by association. Are they married? Are they just partners? I don't know, but either way, Jane Fallon, what a cracking author. I feel like she's really underrated and not raved about enough, especially on the book community. So here we go, Jane Fallon. This is strictly between us. I read this at the start of the year and I absolutely loved it. Tamsin and her best friend Michelle have been inseparable ever since they were teenagers. Even now they spend all their time together along with Patrick, Michelle's perfect husband. So when Tamsin hears a rumour that Patrick is having an affair, she is incensed. Unwilling to ignore it, she plots a scheme to catch Patrick in the act, using her assistant B as live bait. It should be foolproof. After all, Tamsin can trust Bea with anything, from her daily coffee order to fetching her dry cleaning, writing reports and doing all the filing. Bea does everything with a smile on her face, except Tamsin has never considered Bea might have her own agenda, and if she does, then Tamsin really needs to watch her back. Like the blurb says, it's about Tamsin, and she just gets an inkling that something's going on with her best friend's husband, and she causes so much havoc and so many lies to try and find out what the hell's going on. So funny, so fast paced, such an easy read. This is like a lovely beach summer read that you would just fly through like in a day or two. It was so funny, and that's one thing that I find with all of Jane's books. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm missing a couple, but I've got 9 of her books, and I just absolutely love them. They're so quick, they're so witty. I did a book talk on Finding Friends, is that one I want? Faking Friends. I just really recommend them. I love them, and I need to make one my book club pick, but at the moment I just don't have time for my book club. But yeah, I'm going with Jane Fallon as that one. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? Probably this one, because it's got the word clock in it. So one of these has got to have a clock on it, surely. Oh, arseholes. It's just people. You just people? Yeah, okay, well I was going to do Clockwork by Cassandra Clare, but no. Lord of Shadows does. Fuck it, no it doesn't. It's got Tower Bridge. Oh, you asshole! No, no. Oh, what has got a clock on it? Oh, this. Does this have a clock? Yes! This one. This one's got Big Ben. Lindsay Kelk, I Heart London. I haven't actually read this one. I've read up to the one before. Oh no, I haven't even read up to the one before this. This is a massive series by Lindsay Kelk. Starts with I Heart New York. Then you've got Hollywood, Paris, Vegas, London, Christmas Forever, and also Hawaii, which just come out. I am out of breath. I'm not going to read the blurb because I haven't read the one before this. I don't know how to feel about this series, so I absolutely loved the first one. I thought it was hilarious. Don't know if I did a book review on it, but I really enjoyed I Heart New York. It was basically, takes place about this girl. Oh god, I can't even remember. Was she about to get married, or she was at her friend's wedding and she found out that her partner was sleeping with the bride, I think. So she was like, fuck this, I'm going to New York. And then she started up like her own blog. And she was like dating and things like that in New York. And I loved it. Loved it. And then the second one, I Heart Hollywood, was okay. And then I gave it a year, and then I picked up Paris, and I just thought it wasn't that good. I gave it 2 stars, and I haven't had the urge to pick them up since. They're a light, easy read. If I'm in the mood for it, I will probably pick it up again, but it's not high on my TBR. So there's the clock, there's Big Ben. There you go. You have a poetry book. No, because that's not the type of reading that I like. I have got this, which I found in my garage the other day. It's a fable. It's not poetry. My dad bought it for me when I moved to the States, so I've got that, but not poetry. I mean, it's probably the closest thing I've got to poetry. Are you going to focus? There you go. Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach? Don't know, not very illiterate. Okay. Do you have a book with an award stamp on it? No, because I read trashy books. I don't read. Actually, has Normal People got one? I know Normal People got an award, but I don't think my one does. Did it get an award? I feel like it did. It did get an award, but it hasn't got it says it, but it hasn't got an award stamp, but it's stamped on the book. So I'm going with Normal People. Winner of the 2018 Costa Novel Award. Is that what it basically asks for? An award stamp. That's stamped on the book and it says that it's an award. So, Sally Rooney, Normal People. I just can't. I wouldn't have loved this book as much as I did if it weren't for the TV show. I think the TV show made me love it and made me really think about life, which I just can't. The TV show was just incredible and it was pretty much mirror image of the book. I just really struggled with her writing style. Like there was no punctuation, so like here, where are you going, he says. Out. Where's out? It's like, who's saying that? So it took me a long time to get used to it, but after watching the film, the TV show, and then going back and reading this, I flew through it. And I know a lot of people don't like this, but I really do, and I loved the ending, and I know so many people hated the ending, but I just feel like it was it perfectly summed up the title of Normal People, Normal Lives, and no spoilers, it was just incredible and I loved it. So if you haven't read this or you don't know what this is about, this is set in Ireland and we follow two main people called Connell and Marianne from school up until I feel like when they finish university. Connell is the popular guy in school and Marianne is the reject. She's the smart kid that everyone takes the piss out of, and she's got like a no fucks given attitude because she knows she does really well at school. And Connell's mum cleans Marianne's house and they sort of meet up outside of school and start like this relationship, but not really. My battery is flashing, it's really annoying. And then we see them skip from finishing high school and starting college, and it's the roles of reverse. So Connell is the unpopular one that's really struggling to find his friendship group, and Marianne has got loads of friends, and we see them struggle throughout their life. Sorry if you can hear Florence. We see them with their journey, struggling, trying to find out their identity and themselves as a person and make an impact on the world, and it's just beautiful, and I think it really highlights issues that normal people have, and I just loved it so much. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? Well, probably not, because I double barreled my surname when I got married. So I'm JC-M. That's not going to happen. JC or a JM, because I do go by both. When someone asks me what my name is, I just go with either the first part of my surname or the second part. I never go by the whole lot because it's like 21 letters long and I haven't got time for that. Why do I do it? I don't know. JC. Here, Jenny Colgan. Which one have I read? I read this one. Got so many of hers, barely read any. Jenny Colgan, JC-M. The Littlest Shop of the Happily Ever After. I've read this. Couldn't even tell you what happened. This is the only Jenny Colgan I've read, and I've got about 12 books of hers on my shelf. I think I gave it 3 stars. Do you have a book of short stories? No, I don't. I have got Cassandra Clare's, which one is it? The Bane Chronicles, and I want to say I've got Shadowhunter Tales from the Academy or something. Are they short stories? I don't know. I don't know what classifies as short stories, but it's basically like loads of like, I guess it's short stories wrapped up into one about a particular character. But again, it's in the conservatory, I can't bother to go and get that. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? Probably 500. Let's have a look. You're too big. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, did I get it on first try? Oh, I got it on the first try. City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. 508. Can we see that? 508. Wow, I smashed that. I'm good at that sort of stuff. This is book 3 in the Multiple Instruments series, like I've said. This would have wrapped up the trilogy, but then she did more, and thank the Lord she did. So that is City of Glass. Do you have a book that's turned into a movie? Well, I've already done City of Bones, so I don't want to do that. This, After by Anna Todd. If you've watched my After We Collided movie chats and then my rants that I added on at the end, you know how I feel about that. I'm not going to discuss that. Let's discuss this. Loved the book series. I know they're so problematic and so toxic, and I know they're not good books, but they're so addictive. They make it a good read for me, and I loved it, and I flew through it, and I always recommend it to people that say, like, I really want to be captivated by a book. I'm like, look, this is not good stuff, but it is good stuff. Like, it's just soul destroying, and I loved it. The film, film 2 was really good, but we all know what happened to the cast, and I just don't want to talk about it right now because it really frustrates me. Do you have a graphic novel? No, I don't. And do you have a book that was written by 2 or more authors? Final question. I feel like I do, but not on this shelf. Again, Zoe Suggs one, that was ghostwritten. That was written by, I want to say her name was Amy. Can't quite remember. And then Zoe also wrote it as well. And again, like I keep mentioning, I've got Cassandra Clare. Those bind up ones that I was just talking about, they're written by, I think, 2 or 3 different authors. And I definitely have some on my Kindle. So I'm going to say no for the shelf because I can't see any. But I know that I do. That's it. That's the end of the challenge. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I just enjoy talking about books. It's just my passion and I love it. There is part 2 of this. This tag that I've just filmed is really old. And there's part 2 going around, which made me want to do part 1. So I will stand and do part 2 in the near future when I have time. I really hope you enjoyed this format of my content. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if there are any other challenges that you want me to do in regards to my books. Hopefully you've discovered some new books from my shelf. I just love reading. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!